The varsity hockey season began 2 weeks ago, and with the varsity basketball season about to begin, our winter sports schedule is now in full effect here at CPHS. The Port Huron High Big Reds varsity basketball team opens its season tonight against a high school that has certainly shocked Northern, on the football field at least, the past 2 seasons in the Cros-Lex Pioneers. Obviously, they'd like nothing more than to do the same to Port Huron in basketball, but indeed, that's why you play the games. It's freezing out. Bloodhound made a note of that earlier. Winter is all in season right now, and so is basketball, as tonight both PH and Cros-Lex hope to get hot with the rock. Good evening, everyone. Derek Wark, the Big D. Here we go. Game number 1 of the 2013 season. Big Reds, Cros-Lex Pioneers. Of course, the Blue Water Area League division is what they play out of. Big Reds, Mac Blue, yet again. Off the tip. Won by the Pioneers, 25 with the basketball. Kyle Casper. Childers now inside. Their big man, Brywig. Out on Brywig. Coach Landshut down there of the Big Reds likes that one in the early going. Coach Landshut took over, I believe it was last season, for Coach George Moger. You talk about a coach that had a lot of good teams over the years here at PH. Coach Moger, definitely one of them. This is Washington with the basketball. Now out, deep look at a 3 here. 11, Javon Thomason put it up. Couldn't get it to fall off. Back of the rim. Rebound, Cros-Lex back the other way. Casper. Inside, Childers. Now goes down Brywig again. Off Brywig yet again. So, a couple of offensive trips down the court for Cros-Lex. So far, kind of sloppy. Out both times on Brywig. Big Reds to set up now, calmly bringing it up is their point guard. One of them anyway, Javon Thomason. A kid certainly I like to watch. Has the dramatic for, the big play. Certainly did season ago. More on him later on as this one continues. Tremaine Lee, this is Thomason now with the basketball. 23, Mason, dump off to 5. Lee again, and up court. Thomason looked like he was fouled on the way, but couldn't quite get it to go anyway. Rebound right there, 25. Bobby Wright gets another look at it off the high glass. Yet another offensive rebound. Can't get it to fall, front of the rim. Now Mason throws it up. He can't get that one to fall. Lots of great work by the Big Reds down low. They just couldn't buy a basket, basically. Couple of offensive rebounds here early going, but again, they couldn't buy one. Still no score from Port Huron High School Gymnasium here. They're going to throw it in now. Mason on the throw in. They get it back to Thomason. Bounce feed down low. Childers from the back. It's going to be a foul. Bobby Wright, by the looks of things, 25 for the Big Reds, drew it. And it's a pushing off call on Anwar Childress. First personal foul, obviously we just underway here. First team foul as well for Cros-Lex. Throw in Thomason, trying to reset himself. 6:25 to go, still scoreless here in the first. Mason, shook defender, pull-up jumper. Didn't even get rim on that one. Quickly back comes Cros-Lex. The Pioneers stop. Good look at a 3. Childers, yes. So first basket of this basketball game, Anwar Childers and his Pioneers. 3-0 lead on the Big Reds, who are yet to score on this opening night. Mason. They doubled him late, now back to Thomason. Thomason bounce feed, stolen. Brywig. So good defense, Cros-Lex. Big Reds past the first 2 minutes now with his first quarter, still without a basket. The only one of the game, again, a 3 a moment ago by Childers. Certainly quarterback of Cros-Lex on the football field, so a player like that, he's going to be a good athlete in a lot of different sports. Brywig. Now top of the key, Casper. Casper takes it in, layup off the glass, and good. He beat Tony Washington, which is not an easy task. Washington does have speed, but he beat him off the dribble. Just like that, the layup, it's 5-0. Washington has it now, Thomason. Big Reds not looking sure of themselves offensively. The only thing they've really got to show for themselves so far, a couple reaching in calls on the Cros-Lex Pioneers. There's another one right there. Both of them, actually. Bobby Wright drew them both. So off the throw-in now. Thomason on the run, puts it up, got it to go. So finally the Big Reds are on the board. Their star player, Javon Thomason, gets the early deuce, and it's 5-2. This one going to be a kickball. They don't call it one, though. They're just going to say out of bounds on 23 there. Good defensive play, Malik Mason. Checking in for the Big Reds, 24, Zach Lee. Washington is going to get the early breather here. Immediately goes for the cup of water. Throw in Childers. Now out again, Casper. Now they get into Brywig again, hard to the hole. Can't get it to fall, but the foul first. Nope, looks like he's going to go to the line. Call going to go on Zach Lee, I believe his first. And at the line, shooting the pair, Hunter Davidson. Davidson's got some good size out there too with this Brywig, who's 6'6". Davidson's 6'5", so some size for Cros-Lex. Two of the bigger players on this team. Got them both, by the way, 7-2 now. Big Reds just the one basket. Open look, Zach Lee fills it. They'd love to see a lot of that all season long from Lee. Back the other way quickly, Cros-Lex can't get the first one to fall, gets the offensive rebound off the high glass, and it's good. Reed Brywig, and it's now 9-4. Well, the key, transition game, right? Big Reds the basket. Cros-Lex immediately back the other way quickly, and they got the hoop. Good defense the other way, they get it back. Here they go again offensively. In, yep, and count it, plus the foul. 25 there, got hacked in the act, Casper. And right now, it is all Pioneers. Big Reds really have to settle down. Whether or not they're the better team on paper, at least, that's for you to decide out there, of course. Cros-Lex, I'll tell you something. This is a team that often, I think, gets overlooked. And I think, as well, the Blue Water Area League gets overlooked as well. And it shouldn't be. And I think, again, the Northern Huskies in football, they learned that the hard way. Back-to-back wins in 2 seasons. Cros-Lex beat the Huskies, so that Blue Water Area League, they're not to be overlooked. Bit of a hook, turnaround shot here again, 55, Reed Brywig off the 2 early plays that went out on him. He's since battled back nicely, 13-4 now. Cros-Lex the 9-point lead. This is Mason off dribble. Looked like he got hacked, didn't get it to go. Off front of the rim, Mason his own rebound. Off balance shot behind him, goes down hard to the court. No can do either shot. Out on the Big Reds, Cros-Lex now with the basketball and a 9-point lead with 3:40 to go in the first. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS. Channel 6, where being big is a state of mind all the time. Casper down low. There's that same look at the same shot again. Reed Brywig, and I'll tell you something, that's the first order of business for the Big Reds defensively. They have got to figure out a way to defend that shot. And it's not like they're not really defending it. He's stepping outward as he's shooting it on the turnaround, which isn't doing him any favors. He's just filling it up right now. If that continues, it's going to be a long night, believe me. 15-4 now. Stop by Lee, on the run Mason here. It's a 3 off back of the rim, right in the hands of Davidson. If you're the head coach, Mike Keneally of Cros-Lex right now, you've got to like how they've come out. The more aggressive team, certainly a better looking team offensively right now. Off a bump and go here. They try to get it down low to Brywig again. Right now, they're just out working the Big Reds. There you see, perfect chance at a steal. Couldn't get it. This one is an in and out 3, and he can't believe it missed. Casper, the look of disgust as he walks back down the court to play some defense now at 15-4, an 11-point lead for Cros-Lex. A little bit shocking so far. Big Reds just don't look too sure of themselves offensively. This a kind bounce, finally, something they have not had all first quarter. Zach Lee, the putback. He has 4 of the first 6 for the Big Reds, who are now trailing by 9, 15-6. 2-minute mark of the first. Casper stops, tries to get in Brywig. There's some fine defense, finally. They keep wanting to post up Bobby Wright. He said, I don't think so on that one. Lee the stop. Thought about the turn, they left him open briefly. Here's a good look at a three from the other side. No, 12 there tried it. Jermaine Drake, who was checked in. They misplay the ball. Coach Keneally wants a foul there for Cros-Lex. He's not going to get it. This is 12 again. Jermaine Drake, cross court. Is he going to get it to go? He does get it to go. Count it. And the foul. Good ball movement by the Big Reds, and that was a little bit more aggressive. The one thing about the Big Reds in this first quarter, aggressive offensive rebounding. They've done it a couple of times. They've ended up with the ball. Just a matter of getting the hoops. They haven't been able to buy many baskets here so far in the first. 15-8 now. The chance for number 12 here, Jermaine Drake, 5'6". Jermaine Drake himself. And just a sophomore, certainly a bright future for him. And a good effort there. Trying to convert the three-point play. Chance for the Big Reds to be trailing by just 6 after this one, with 1:29 to go in the first. Foul, by the way, there on 25, Kyle Casper. His first personal and the third team foul for Cros-Lex. There you see on the scoreboard there. Bottom right, 13 foul. He got the free throw off the throw-in right to Brywig. They foul him. It's going to be their 13th foul as well, and the second personal foul on Zach Lee of the Big Reds. So he's got to check out just like that. And for Coach Landshut, you don't really like to see Zach Lee with 2 personals already, because he's one of the leading scorers on your team thus far in this first quarter. He's got to sit with foul trouble already. 35 with the basketball. He's checked in as well, Colin McDonald. They get it down low, yes. Well, so far in the first, it's just more aggressive play from Cros-Lex. It seems like they want it more. This is away from the ball. I think they're calling a foul on Brywig. Right after the basket there. Well, no, I'm not really sure what it was. Referee explaining it. Either way, play resumes, 17-9. Big Reds trailing by 8 now. Washington with it. Off the dribble, trying to work it in. This is Thomason directing traffic. Drake had the three-point play a minute ago. They get it down low. Bobby Wright, pretty well defended, but he still goes through the big man Brywig, and somehow that basket had eyes. 17-11, that's pretty good defense. You really can't do a better job than Brywig just did, but somehow he just muscled it in there. Bobby Wright, the deuce for the Big Reds, who all of a sudden have woke up nicely on offense and a little bit on defense, as you can see here. Off the defensive rebound there, 12 Jermaine Drake, coming from out of bounds, was still in bounds, or out of bounds, I guess you could say, when he got that ball. So just like that, out on the Big Reds. Throw in now, Cros-Lex ball again with final 30 seconds to go in the first. This one, 3 in and out, wrestling the ball from Bobby Wright there. Brywig again, but they're calling a jump ball. Arrow of possession does favor the Big Reds, so a bit of a break there. But again, they're wrestling balls away from the Big Reds. They're getting to loose balls before the Big Reds are. The story of the first quarter, they just want it more. But you look at that and you think, well, Big Reds still only down by 6. So if their offense can somehow wake up here. Great spin move there, Drake. Couldn't get it to fall, though, off the glass. I think that's going to be out on 5 there, who is checked in for the Big Reds now, Tremaine Lee. Good player, Tremaine Lee, on the football field. Bright future, certainly, coming up next year. There's the speed. I remember Tony Washington. Final 6 seconds, now 5. Tries to give them the spark they need right at the horn. No, missed off the glass. That's going to do it. I don't think he got that shot off. Nowhere near anyway. After 1 from Port Huron High Gymnasium. Cros-Lex has come out and shocked the Big Reds on opening nights. They lead by 6, 17-11 after 1. Big D Derek Wark, CPHS. As stated earlier, Cros-Lex, they play out of the Blue Water Area League. I said earlier, I think it's overlooked. Teams like Yale, Armada, Algonac, Richmond, Imlay City, Almont, and K-Pac. 8 teams, possibly underrated teams. I know Sean Went the Ox, cameraman, Supreme, who's not here this evening, he always said Cros-Lex was always a good football team even back then. He used to play in the Blue Water Area League, so he knows all about Cros-Lex. Every year, though, teams, obviously in every sport at this level, they tend to lose certain players that I really think, you know, they miss them quite a bit, leadership, talent-wise. One player that I think Cros-Lex certainly misses, Nate Guitar, and not just on the football field. The kid was a great leader on the basketball court as well, so that's a guy you don't replace, certainly. Another guy you could argue, the Big Reds, well, you just don't replace him at all. One of the all-time leading scorers in Big Red history in Everett Boone. A sensational drop-back shooter. He'd shoot some threes last season from NBA territory. I would joke and say from Lapeer Street where he'd fire some of them. A leader. He's here tonight watching, by the way, in the stands. I saw him arrive earlier. But he's just a guy, again, that you don't replace. So Guitar, Boone, some of the guys that they're going to try and replace, they lost him to graduation. Back to this one, beginning of the second. Cros-Lex steps out of bounds there. Number 3, guilty culprit, Kayla Mendoza. So the Big Reds have the basketball, trailing by 6, 17-11 as the second is now underway. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District Television Station. Thomason, deep 3. Couldn't get it to go, front of the rim, but rebound right there is 25. Bobby Wright got fouled, and he will go to the line. Well, that's the key to Bobby Wright in his game down low. He's got to be physical. At 6'3", he's actually one of the bigger players for the Big Reds this season. And guarding Brywig for a lot of this first quarter and now into the second here. He's going to have a bit of a rough year as far as, you know, physical basketball play is concerned, challenging the big guys down low like this. But seems up to the task so far. Missed the second free throw, got the first. 17-12, now a 5-point lead. Quickly back come the Cros-Lex Pioneers. Good swipe try there by 11, Javon Thomason, but it's out. Thomason, a player that I really enjoyed watching for this Big Red club last season, because I thought last year he was definitely an X factor and just a raw talent. He could go out and get you double figure scoring one week, and then the next week he could get just a couple of points. But you know what? During that game, even still, where it be a low-scoring affair, Thomason would still do something that would make you go, wow, you know, what a future this kid's got. So certainly he's a player to keep an eye on as he matures this season for the Big Reds. He's got it right now. Cros-Lex a little bit more sloppy offensively. Off the dribble, now to Wright, top of the key. This one, three-point try off front of the rim. Willie Jefferson, who has checked in for the Big Reds, ends up with Cros-Lex. They take it back. 21 quickly. Sheridan down low, fouled. 35 ended up with it. Colin McDonald hacked first, I believe. Foul to the Big Reds. Well, they're calling it active shooting, a blocking call. Second personal foul on Malik Mason, and also the fourth team foul to the Big Reds. Both teams, if you're wondering, 4 team fouls against them, as now Bobby Wright checks out. Well, now they say it's on 25. Okay, Bobby Wright, the call. And again, his second personal. So Bobby Wright now, and also Zach Lee, 2 of the bigger bodies for the Big Reds, both have 2 personal fouls. So Coach Landshut has no choice but to bench him for now. One thing about the Big Reds, though, they're getting the ball down low. They're working it down low to the big men. They're winning the battles down low off the offensive glass. 5, Tremaine Lee goes to the line. Fouls on 55, Reed Brywig, his second personal now, so they might have to check him out, which actually would spell a bit of good news for the Big Reds, the way this first half has gone. No, he's going to stay in. Davidson back in, as well as Casper. For the Cros-Lex Pioneers on this opening night, basketball season underway, hockey season underway, winter sports schedule in full effect. As I said, beginning of the broadcast for CPHS Channel 6. 17-13, split the pair again. Cros-Lex, the immediate inbound, I believe a big red foul. It's going to be a push-off call on 11, Javon Thomason. Just his first personal. Both team, Cros-Lex and the Big Reds, each 5 team fouls. They get it down low, Brywig again, strong body off the dribble. Hacked first, 22 got him, Jordan Curitin. Another big force on the football team, that Curitin. Defensive end. You talk about a bright future in that sport, let alone this one. There's a kid with a lot. A lot of talent. 55 at the line right now, Reed Brywig. Shooting a couple for Cros-Lex. Foul again on Curitin, his first as he just checked in. Thomason is going to check out for the Big Reds now. Brywig, lots of playing time, and rightfully so. I mean, the kid is 6'6". Easily the biggest kid on the court. Big Reds to match, their biggest is 6'3", so there you go. Smaller unit this year for Coach Landshut. Drake out there, this is Mason, tries to go off the dribble. Pretty good defense. Still looking at the one-on-one, now they get it down low. 5 here, Tremaine Lee, turn around. No, didn't get any rim off the glass. This is Mendoza. Mendoza for Cros-Lex, stops. Pops and drops the 3. 21-13. Right when you think maybe the Big Reds have a little bit more left. Coming back score-wise, nope. Instead, they're down 8. 21-13 now. Giving the go with Drake. Got it now, layup try. Well, he indicated to the official that he traveled. I guess the official agreed with him because it's Pioneer ball. I don't think Coach Landshut, I know it's night 1. He can't be real happy with the way this first half has gone thus far, I don't think. They've got to be a bit more aggressive, particularly on defense. But it is still early going. Just down 8, 21-13. Not the biggest scoring affair thus far, but again, Cros-Lex trying to take advantage of their big size down low. Brywig, Davidson, and they've done a good job letting these guys touch the ball. Turnaround jumper from way out from one of those big men that I just mentioned, Davidson. Boy, they cover a lot of court, don't they, offensively? Speaking of covering court, quickly back the other way. There's the transition game from a fine transition player. Zach Lee off the glass and good. 23-15, an 8-point lead now. Pioneers holding on to it. Better defense, Big Reds. Did he step out? Lee did step out. Well, Lee all of a sudden, real nice spark for the Big Reds, and it couldn't come at a better time as they trail by 8. Real big body, this Zach Lee. Moves real well for his size. Look at that defense off the inbound pass. Tony Washington, he's just too quick. Couldn't get it to fall though. Follow up Malik Mason, there you go, yes. Man, can Washington move, can he? Too fast for his own good there. He outran the ball, outran the layup. But right there was Mason to finish up. And the lead is 6 again now. Big Red's on a bit of a run. Back-to-back hoops here. 35 off dribble, but he traveled. Colin McDonald. Checking back in is 21 Sheridan. Mendoza hit a big 3 a minute ago. He checks out for the Pioneers. Again, 23-17, 4 and 24 ticks to go in the second. Big Reds trail the Pioneers from Cros-Lex. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS. Crazy Carl Staffers, the director this evening too. I asked him, did E.J. Shea have the night off? He likes nights off. Didn't exactly get an affirmative there. He's working elsewhere this evening. Mason. Good defense though, Cros-Lex. They double him, triple him even in some cases there. Washington, good hustle. Throws it off, I believe, Cros-Lex. That's a great individual effort by Washington. And I would expect nothing less from him. Always aggressive, always fast. Good speed, Washington does the job nicely. Checking out 12, Jermaine Drake. And in for him, their leader, Javon Thomason, the point guard. They'd like to see a bit more scoring from him, I think, as far as this first half goes. Got half of the second quarter here to try and answer the call and get to within 4 here. This is a deep three, NBA three, missed rim, but right there for the rebound, down low is Zach Lee, powers it through and good. He's having some kind of first half, Zach Lee. And he hasn't been out there for the longest time. Again, big body, speed, and it's paying off for him. 3-point shot, Cros-Lex. See, I don't think you need the three there. The way your big men and your big bodies are working down low, I think with a 4-point lead, you have to continue to get the ball to them down low. You don't need the three. You don't need deep perimeter shooting at this stage. Well, this is the backdoor feed, and nobody picked up the backdoor feed as 5. Tremaine Lee, and don't look now, folks. Big Reds within a basket. 23-21. Timeout, Pioneers. There you go. Zach Lee, the one who has certainly fired up his Big Reds. First to clap as they go into the huddle now with the Cros-Lex timeout. 3 to go in the second, 23-21. Cros-Lex, who has been up by as much as, I think, 12 in this first half. Now just a 2-point lead, 1 basket on the Big Reds. Again, Big D Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District Television Station. And if you want to get technical, the Big Red Basketball Network. Well, just as I said, Cros-Lex plays out of the Blue Water Area League, and a good league too at that, definitely. Our Big Reds, as you're aware, play out of the MAC Blue Conference, and in basketball, it shapes out this way. Warren Fitzgerald, GPS, Grosse Pointe South, Anchor Bay, Madison, and Fraser, but more importantly, and I love this, both of our teams, Port Huron Northern, Port Huron, they both hail from the same division in basketball, the MAC Blue. And the reason I like that is when you come to the rivalry game, it means so much more when they play in the same division. It's not just about one game. When you go up against a division rival, you lose that game, it's like losing twice. Because not only are you losing one game, but you're losing the head-to-head battle, which obviously gives you the go-ahead, so. And I like that. Kind of adds a bit to that big rivalry game that we'll see coming up. I think they play 3 times. They play each other 3 times. But 2 of those are MAC Blue Division battles. 1 home and 1 away, so certainly we look forward to that. Zach Lee, almost another steal here as we're back to the game. Off balance 3, give me a break. That is not the first time 33 Davidson tonight has hit an off balance shot. This time from way out. Big Red sloppy other end. Zach Lee just fighting for this one. I tell you, the work ethic of the big guy Lee tonight so far has been tremendous. Earned the Big Reds the possession arrow, and they still have it. Arrow of possession favors the Big Reds, so they get the ball back here. Down by 5. Thomason, the no-look pass to Malik Mason. Malik, off-balance shot, doubled, fouled. Well, when you have a point guard like Thomason, you've always got to, kind of pay attention, because he's liable to do, off-balance passes and no looks and different kinds of feeds, so you've got to always be prepared. Malik, I think, kind of thought that Javon there was just going to shoot that one. Keep it possible layup there. Mason at the line, got the first. Foul, by the way, on 21, Trevor Sheridan, his first personal and 6th team foul. So from now on, any foul that either team commits, they will be in the penalty. The 1-and-1 shot penalty now. Mason, sweet free throw shooting. Love to see that. 26-23, 3-point lead, Cros-Lex. Every time it seems in this game, I keep thinking I've seen this movie before. Big Reds get close. Right when you think they're turning around, Cros-Lex hits a big basket. In this case, an offensive, off-balance basket. Thomason thought about the feed, knocked away Cros-Lex. Big Reds to keep. Still pretty good defense there by the Pioneers. The lead is 3, 26-23. Cros-Lex. Big Reds would love to tie and go into the locker room at least closer. The way this first half has gone, I guess so. They've been outplayed for a lot of it, but they're still hanging around. Thomason, good fake. Yes, all net. Got it from deep. Well, that's just classic off the dribble basketball. You dribble, the defender jumps, you have him beat, boom, open jumper just like that all net. It's pretty. Obviously no statistician up here, just the big D and a mic, but that could be just his first field goal. It might be. Anyway, I told you, next foul here is a 1-and-1 situation. We have that now. Big Reds are in the 1-and-1 penalty as 33 at the line. Hunter Davison to shoot 1+, and he got the first. I tell you something, at this level and even college where 1-and-1s happen, not so much the NBA obviously because 1-and-1 fouls do not exist at that level. But when you have 1-and-1s, so important you're a good solid free throw shooting team because you get more than enough chances. Thomason off dribble, great down low feed. Yes, off the glass, 22. Look what I found, Keratin, yup. Don't look now, folks, the Big Reds have tied it up. Deadlocked at 27. Really, they've got to pat themselves on the back to go into the locker room, knowing at one point they were down by double figures. Here they are, tie game with 1:20 ticks to go in the second. Another foul. Was he in the act of shooting, though? It's a holding call. Breivik started off as the big player, not just in stature either, the big player for the Pioneers in the first half. But this Davison has had a heck of a second quarter as far as aggressive basketball is concerned. You gotta like big guys. Like, he's 6'5", but he's playing very, very aggressive. Like Zach Lee for the Big Reds. He's been outstanding. He's been the best Big Red in this first half as far as I'm concerned. 33, Davidson split him. On the 1-and-1, 28-27 now. 1 point lead. Down low. Good late defense, but great hustle back, Keratin. Washington down low, tries to go off the big high glass. Tip try, offensive rebound. They just ripped it free. Cros-Lex fouled. Another 1-and-1 coming here now. Malik Mason, not real happy with the way that exchange went. Drake checking in again for the Big Reds with 1 minute exactly on the second quarter clock. And the Pioneers a 28-27 lead. 25 at the line now. Kyle Casper shooting the 1-and-1. Foul is on Mason, just his first. Big Reds now in danger of going in the two-shot penalty. One more foul will do that. And just 16 fouls, if you're wondering, for Cros-Lex. So Big Reds in danger now in the final minute here. Knowing that, you might want to hold. No, instead they're quickly back the other way. Drake, three, no, front of the rim. If you do a lot of perimeter shooting like this Big Red team has done in the first half, you do that believing that your big men down low are going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. And the way they have been aggressive on the offensive glass tonight, that doesn't really shock me. That was a great effort, Tremaine Lee. 6'4" down there. Almost got the putback. Instead, 3-point lead, Cros-Lex. Great hustle, Washington. They're saying he stepped out. He didn't step out there, though, I don't think, when he touched the ball. What he's guilty of there is he stepped out before he had the ball and then stepped back in. They called that. It's still great hustle. And I like how the Big Reds have come alive from a defensive standpoint, because I'll be honest, the way this game started out, it was a little sloppy on that end. Cros-Lex came to play here, and maybe just knowing that the Big Reds will wake up come second half. Down low feed, somehow got to Breivik. Look what I found down low. Easy basket for the big men. Big Reds quickly back. Keratin quickly, spin move. High glass, and he got it as the answer. It's now 32-29. It looks like the Pioneers will now hold for a last shot. They've got to hurry, though. 6-5. They're really going slow here. They've got to hurry. Casper batted from behind. Jermaine Drake. What a great hustle right at the buzzer. Again, I love the late aggressive D all over the court for the Big Reds. They've clawed back to within 3. Impressive considering at one point, again, they were down by as much as 12. Derek Ward, the Big D, after one half complete from Big Red Country here. Port Huron High School, 32-29, Cros-Lex on top of our Port Huron High Big Reds. CPHS Channel 6 back with the third in a little bit. Welcome back, third quarter. Big Red Country, Port Huron High School Gymnasium. We're after one half complete, 32-29, Cros-Lex on top of our Port Huron High Big Reds. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6, and the scoring brought to you by the good folks of CPHS Channel 6. Well, for our Big Reds, Zach Lee, I thought was the best single Big Red player on the court in the first half. He had 8. Thomason, Curitin, and Mason each had 4. And foul trouble for the Big Reds. 2 personal fouls, Zach Lee, Curitin, and Bobby Wright. For Cros-Lex, it's been the big men, and they take advantage of that, obviously. Davidson and Brywig down low. They both had 9, Casper 6, and Cros-Lex, the only one in foul trouble. Anwar Childress, he had 2. Underway now, third quarter. Trying to fool Mason off dribble is 23 Childers. Now goes right across, throws it right to Tony Washington. Again, Big Reds trail, 32-29. Straight in, Javon Thomason. I said it late first half. There's a guy you want to get scoring more frequently for the Big Reds. Man, if he erupts, I like the Big Reds' chances. Only trailing by 1 right now. They've been outplayed for a lot of this game. Forced try for Brywig. Right there for the rebound is the Big 5, Tremaine Lee. Big Reds now an opportunity to take the lead. And it'd be the first time in this game, I believe. Thomason, spin move, no. Too hard off the back of the rim. Big Reds trying full court here, almost got the steal. Casper loses the ball. Bounce feed, Brywig top of the key, long 3 for the big man, no. Well, you don't like centermen shooting from that far out. Your biggest guy on the court, 6'5", but hey, you shoot him because he hits him. Washington tried the feed, stolen instead. Davidson, and now Casper calmly will bring it back up court for the Pioneers. Big Reds still have not led in this basketball game. 32-31, it's a 1-point lead. Bounce feed down low, telegraphed it too much. Great play by the Big Reds just to keep it in. Mason comes away with the ball, quickly back the other way. Spin move, Mason stops. Good defense, gets it off to Wright. Wright, spin move, yes, down low, and finally, the Big Reds have the lead. It took a long time in this game, almost 18 minutes of basketball, but finally, Big Reds 33, Cros-Lex 32. Casper, good defense, Washington. Now the Big Reds double. They've upped the defensive play here. Clearly adjustments being made at halftime. Bounce feed though, Cros-Lex ends up with it. Look what I found, yes. And the hoop. Trevor Sheraton. One of those lucky plays, because I'll tell you something, the Big Reds all over them right now defensively. Right when I say that, 11, Thomason loses the ball on good defense in his own right. Gentleman who just got that hoop, Trevor Sheridan. Mason to throw it in to Thomason. Now back to Mason again. Wright, not shying away from these big men down low, or the Big Reds. They don't care. They keep going into Wright. He's aggressive enough to match the big men of Cros-Lex. This is an open 3, and he got it. Again, I've seen this before. You keep thinking, okay, the Big Reds have the lead. Okay, the Big Reds are close to tying. Okay, the Big Reds are close to being in this game. Cros-Lex, the huge basket to answer, and now they're up 4 again, 37-33. Spin move, but fine defense because they push him out too far to make the spin move. Big Reds now, great defense, full court. Rebound, this is gonna be a foul. It's gonna be on number 23, Malik Mason, for over the back. He was furious at the call. Not very happy at all with that one. Pretty good aggressive play by the Big Reds though. But here you go again. Cros-Lex, despite the Big Reds clearly improving in this basketball game, on the scoreboard, it's not showing because of the big men of Cros-Lex. They're doing the job, but they're also ending up with a lot of loose balls. First half, that was due to aggressiveness. Right now, due to a bit of luck, really. Hit the first. or at least missed the second there. Big Reds get the rebound, then they're hacked in the act. So Big Reds to keep, down by 5. So splitting the pair there. Cros-Lex, pretty good free throw shooting in that first half too. Big Reds were in the penalty for a lot of that second quarter, so they needed to be. Bobby Wright. Boy, they like going into him, don't they? Ended up making that look easy. 38-35, a 3-point lead now. Quickly, Cros-Lex, glass, good, counted foul. That's one of those layup tries. You're fouled in the act, then you just will it in. Well, Zach Lee checking in. I'll tell you something about that first half. When Zach Lee checked in, I felt that he changed the face of the whole basketball game. Here he is again to try and do the same thing. The thing about this Pioneer team, they will claw, they will scratch, they will work. They'll do whatever it takes. They might not look pretty, but they just want the W. They don't care how. Thomason from Washington. Thought about the three, put it up, didn't get it. Now gets the rebound. Tries to get another rebound in the hands instead of Zach Lee. Zach Lee the pump, the turnaround move. No, missed again. Big Red's doing a great job though, getting offensive rebounds in this game. Got another one there. Ends up in the hand of Washington. I believe a loose ball foul against the Pioneers. It's going to be on Antonio Childers this time. First personal, team second already, both teams with 2 team fouls. They left right open this time. A quick adjustment though does not matter. Despite the fact that he was bumped, off balance shot. I tell you, you gotta like this post-up game of Bobby Wright. Coach Landshut continues to use him. Regardless of who's matched up against him, they don't care. Well, they left him defensively here. Walked in, got in the paint, and from there you let him have it. 43-37, a 6-point lead. Thomason, no. Kind of an off-balance shot right in the hands of Brywig. Great crossway defense by the Big Reds. However, Davidson throws it right in the hands of Wright. Thomason might have got away with a kick there. Jermaine Drake off the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound, Wright, foul. The biggest single concern for Mike Keneally, Cros-Lex head coach in this basketball game, is the offensive rebounds they've given up to Port Huron. That's the one thing the Big Reds have done exceptionally well in this game. They're getting to loose ball fouls, they're getting offensive rebounds, they're doing the job. There's Everett Boone down there walking around. Mentioned him earlier. A guy you just do not replace, certainly at this level. Graduated a season ago, good to see Everett back. 6-point lead as Wright missed the first free throw. Trying to make the second here. Foul, by the way, on 55, Brywig, his second personal. And we're Childers, the only other one with 2 personals for Cros-Lex. Neither team really has anybody in foul trouble at this stage, as we're at 3:07 to go. Third quarter, 43-38. Another deep 3. Cros-Lex, great hustle, they throw it away. Big Reds are at every loose ball area now. Drake this time, showboat, layup. 43-40, it's a 3-point game. Quickly, back the other way, pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. Back the other way, tried to jam it as 5, Tremaine Lee. Fouled and fouled hard. Well, you knew he was thinking about it, the way he took to the net hard. Went for the jam. Clearly fouled. That's where it really gets dangerous. How a lot of flagrant fouls are made. When the player just takes it right hard to the hole and tries to jam it. Like 5 Tremaine Lee just did. Great athletic play. From the line, got the first. 4th team foul on Cros-Lex. And 31, Antonio Childers Second personal of the half and of the game for him. 2:38 to go, third quarter. And now the Big Reds trailing by just one yet again. They've had the lead once in this game by 1 point. That's been it. Now they trail by just one. 43-42 to Cros-Lex. Right away three, missed everything. Right in the hands of Thomason, and he's fouled. That's one they'll love to have because that's already the fifth personal with 2:22 left in the third. And 33, Hunter Davidson, the guilty culprit, a reaching in call. You love that if you're the Big Reds. You want as many personal fouls against these two big guys, Brywig and Davidson. You want as many as you can get. Zach Lee tries to get him off dribble, stops, now he pops and he drops it. The Big Reds have the lead, 44-43, for just the second time in the game. Well, Cros-Lex calls timeout. You gotta like the effort, folks. Defense leads to offense. That's the kind of game I like. Transition basketball, certainly the Big Reds, a different team here in the second half. Again, timeout on the court. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron High Big Red Basketball Network. Special shout out as well to the staff of Channel 6 tonight. Girl up here, Suds, running the camera. We'll call it Camera 1, Emily Desmond. Across the way down there, no nickname for her, Katie Gunn, newbie, I guess we'll just call her. The Bloodhound, Chris Arell, wandering around somewhere down there. I think he's actually down there on the court, Cam. And of course, director this evening is crazy Carl Stafford. Don't call him the genius. I wouldn't dream of it. Wouldn't dream of it. 2 to go in the third. Again, you gotta like the Big Reds and the way they've come out in the half, but more importantly, the way to beat Cros-Lex. I said it a minute ago. It's not pretty what they do. They claw, they scrap, they fight for balls. They do whatever it takes to get to loose balls. If you're the Big Reds, you just gotta outwork them. That's how you beat this team, you outwork them. But man, you gotta like these two big guys that they have. I've mentioned them enough already. Hunter Davidson, 6'5", Reed Brywig, 6'6". They're active, they've got inside-out game, and they can shoot it. A rarity to shoot threes when you're a big man. Thomason, too much wheels off the steal. Got it, Big Reds up 3. 46-43, they try to get it to Brywig. Off-balance shot, basically didn't look at the basket. When he put it up, he just rushed it. Long feed, right, but a good defensive play to get back. It's Kyle Casper, and it's out on him. Both teams right now playing kind of full court type defense. Not full court trap defense, mind you, but they're hustling all over the court. Trying to do whatever it takes. The junkyard dog attitude, trying to scrap, do whatever it takes to win this basketball game, because that's the kind of game Cros-Lex has come out and has played. Bobby Wright down low. I don't know how he ended up with that basketball, but he did. Thought he was fouled in the process, doesn't matter. Got the hoop. Big Reds now are up 5. Well, he's had a great game down low, no doubt about that. Well, this is too easy. That's one of those where you just say, Hunter Davidson, you have a bit of skill. Huh. Easy layup, made it look easy too. Final minute now in the third, 48-45. Big Reds up a tray off the knee of Kyle Casper, out of bounds. Big Reds to keep. Checking in now, Caleb Mendoza. Checking out is 33, Davidson. And you can bet he will not sit for long. And I'm gonna call it right now. Davidson is out for the 48.4 seconds left in the third. He'll be back to begin the fourth. That's how much rest he's gonna get. Because really, he's been their best player. He is their best player. Zach Lee, barely avoiding the 5-second out rule. Spin move, Thomason almost got it to go. He's a point guard who's full of moves. He's chock full of razzle-dazzle. It's a matter of can he get baskets. He's had a few in this game. Cros-Lex has kept him relatively quiet. But again, Thomason has the ability, no doubt. He can flat out do it. As you saw there, the deep spin move. He's chock full of a lot of that. Bounce feed. Good double teaming top of the key by the Big Reds here. Almost got caught in the switch off. Final 17 seconds. Looks like Cros-Lex may be holding for the last shot of the third. Looks like they throw it away. If you're the head coach there, Coach Keneally of Cros-Lex, you don't like to see that. 11 seconds left in the quarter. That's the last thing you want, is the Big Reds to now have the last shot. You had to make sure of that, especially trailing by 3. Thomason, really deep 3, no. 2 seconds, now final 1. Jermaine Drake turnaround, that counts if it goes, but it doesn't. Off the side of the glass, and that'll be it for the third. From Port Huron High School, 48-45. Big Reds now the 3-point lead. The only quarter they've walked away from with any kind of a lead. Derek Wark, Big D. CPHS, Channel 6. Port Huron Area School District Television Station. Don't forget, 810-984-6621, the number to call. For all request Fridays. Or even if you want to talk to the big fella, EJ Shea, down there. I say down there or over there at the station. He likes making friends. You tell him Big D sent you. There you go. CPHS, Channel 6. All Request Friday, yeah. Just give him a call during the week. You tell him what program you'd like to see. Program with the most votes, they play it on Fridays. All Request Friday, CPHS. Big D, Derek Wark, glad to be here, beginning of basketball season 2013 as it wraps up. Speaking of wrapping up, Christmas shopping time. I'm not a shopper either. I'm sure you're thrilled to death to hear that. Speaking of wrapping it up, you should see me try and wrap gifts. It is not a pretty sight. One thing not a pretty sight was the first quarter that the Big Reds played in this basketball game. They battled back though, and really a third quarter that was a completely different basketball team. Well, you want to work out the kinks. It's early going basketball season, opening night. You're going to have these kinks. I told you Davidson would be back to start the fourth. What a shocker. He is. Lee, yes. That is some great concentration by Zach Lee as he's going down, just barely avoiding the up and down. Last second, releases the ball and gets all net. You gotta like this Zach Lee, I'll tell you, the way he has played in this game, because he gives them the spark, not just mentally, but definitely offensively. Rebound, hands of Thomason now. Big Reds now up 5, 50-45. They've spent most of this game trailing. Mason off balance, up off the rim. Rebound, but Cros-Lex sloppy. Bobby Wright is right there, no pun intended. Wright is right there. 52-45, the lead is 7. This is a no look. They hack him as he goes in for the layup try. That is 3. Caleb Mendoza looking pretty aggressive in his own right. Well, 25 there, Bobby Wright gets the personal foul call on him. They're saying not in the act of shooting, so it's a throw in here. Tony Washington gonna check back in now for the Big Reds. Bobby Wright, who has really looked good in this game, definitely. Down low, post-up game that really I think the Big Reds lacked a season ago. Obviously with the great shooting of Everett Boone, they didn't really need it. But this year they have it. Certainly Wright down low. Zach Lee the other way, leaning in, got it to go just like that. It's now a 9-point lead. Big Reds firing on all cylinders now. Good look at a 3 again. Off the rim, rebound, Cros-Lex, spin move, Childers, no. Thomason, the point guard, with the rebound. Great rebounding all night long, Big Reds. One of the other big differences in this game. Off dribble, Thomason loses the ball. Cros-Lex quickly back. Another look at a 3, passed it up, now he shoots it. Inward, Childers, yep. That's a big answer and definitely one the Pioneers needed. It's now 54-48. Almost get the steal defensively. Now it ends up in Mason's hands. Mason, perimeter jump shot, yes. Well, mid-range shooting is such a lost art. There, Mason showed you he doesn't think so. Layup try Davidson. Back the other way for Cros-Lex. I'm telling you, most of Davidson's hoops tonight have been easy. Mason wills one up. Got it. I tell you, 90% of Mason's shots tonight have been off balance, but he's still got them to go. This is a crazy pace to this game right now. No offensive setting up, no doing any kind of plays. It's just back and forth, high tempo, down low, Lee, but he walked. I tell you, the last solid minute and a half of basketball has just been back and forth, putting up shots. Some are made, some aren't. Really, it's fast break basketball. That's all right if you play that style. But teams that don't, you'll see on purpose, just settle things down. Not a case in this game. We have a timeout, by the way. I think Coach Landshoot of the Big Reds called it. With 5:17 to go in the fourth. Big Reds 58. Visiting Cros-Lex Pioneers 50. Congrats to the JVs, too, earlier. 53-37, Port Huron's junior varsity team beat the Cros-Lex varsity team. By the way, quick reminder here for you at bigdsports.info, where I blog about all these games. Why? Because I've got nothing better to do. No, I'm joking. Because if you search the World Wide Web, Google, whatever, you don't see a lot of information about Port Huron teams. So I figure, why not the Big D? I'm there, I'm broadcasting it, I see the game. Why not from my perspective? So there you go. All the games I call play-by-play for will be blogged at bigdsports.info. Don't forget as well, ebw.tv. Going to be picking up this game as well. They're going to post it on their site, ebw.tv. Click under sports, pick up Big D broadcast, maybe this game, and they'll show it for you. bigdsports.info, ebw.tv, and CPHS Channel 6. Back to this one, coming off the timeout of the Big Reds, the throw in now, and Cros-Lex with the basketball. Trying to get to within 6. This is Davidson. You want to guard him at all costs, and they're doubling him. Smart move, making the defensive adjustment. You make somebody else on this team beat you. Then the 6'5", Davidson. Good defense all over the court right now for the Big Reds. Well, Davidson just threw right down low. They're talking a bit down there too. It was more just a case of Davidson battling with Wright for position. And too rough, like, just moved his arm away. Because of the 3 in the key rule, down low players are so watched by referees. It's really hard to hide anything you do down low in basketball. Lee off dribble, beats one man. Can't get that to fall. I don't know how it went out. Rolling around inside, couldn't get it to fall. And it's still an 8-point lead, Big Reds, as Cros-Lex comes back the other way. Davidson from way out. Solid shooter. Give me a break. That's a fact, Jack. This kid can play. 58-53. I tell you, Davidson got away with a push down there on Wright again. That battle right now is definitely one to watch. And I said it earlier, the Big Reds are not shying away from it. They keep going to it. They have all night. Well, this is going to be a kickball on Thomason. Still pretty good defense, though, but Cros-Lex to keep. That's something to watch each trip down the court, though. Davidson, who's sitting with 3 personals, so that's not the end of the world. We'll still half of the fourth quarter to play here. But the pushing and shoving with Wright now, it's become apparent, really. Down low, spin move, nice try, foul first, 25, great effort. Kyle Casper. If you're wondering, by the way, Big Reds in no sign of foul trouble, just their 4th team. Matched up with Cros-Lex, who will be in the penalty here in a moment, the 1-1, if they allow any more fouls. Down low, Breiwig. Now gets it. Did he walk first? He walked. Well, he's laughing about it, Kyle Casper. But a big turnover, certainly. Big Reds up 5 with the basketball. This is Thomason. 3:48 to go in the fourth. 58, 53, great feed down low. Thomason found Tremaine Lee, number 5. Yep. Now a 7-point lead. That's what Thomason can do. They are all over Davidson the minute he touches the ball. He's doubled every single time. Well, now he's got it too far out to be doubled. Takes it in. What a layup try. Coach Landshut, I think, not happy with the defense of the Big Reds. Davidson looked like he took a couple of steps there. I don't know. Big Reds sloppy on the return, though. Cros-Lex has the basketball. Pull-up jumper. Off back of the glass. Wide open. Boom! Tremaine Lee with the jam, baby. Showtime. Big Red country. You can tell he wanted that because he was craving it the first time he tried it and got fouled. Almost as if to tell everybody, hey, I can jam, and here you go. 2:43 left in the fourth. That's going to be a charge, I believe. No, they're saying a blocking call. Going against Bobby Wright. You think about what the definition is of a physical basketball player playing that type of a game. 25 for the Big Reds has done it. Because he has maybe the toughest task on switch-offs, sometimes guarding Davidson. Most of the night guarding Brywick. By the way, timeout on the floor. 2:39 left in the fourth. Big Reds now a 7-point lead, 62-55. I think Wright has really held his own tonight. And certainly an unsung hero kind of a role. You talk a player of the game for the Big Reds, certainly a player of the game for Cros-Lex. I don't need the final 2:40 to tick down to tell me that Davidson is the player of the game for the Pioneers, without a shadow of a doubt. Big Reds, I like the kind of game that Zach Lee has had. Certainly Wright, who could get an unsung hero, at least kind of a role in this game. 5, Tremaine Lee has been great. Thomason, 2. Too much balance to really say player of the game. Offensively, I think you'd say Zach Lee, although he's cooled off a bit in the second half. Not getting the most playing time in the world either. I believe they're 6th man, or at least he was in this game, I think. Pretty scary when you think about it. 24 of the Big Reds comes off the bench. It's a good team, I tell you. They started out sloppy. I kind of credit that to more opening night kind of jitters. 62-55. Big Red 7-point lead. Well, this is away from the ball call on Zach Lee. So just like that, Cros-Lex now gets the ball back. Still trailing by 7 to our Big Reds. Malik Mason checked out for maybe all of 30 seconds. He's checking back in now for Zach Lee, who sits with 4 personal fouls now. So he had to sit. By the way, the next foul by either team, 1-on-1 situations. Casper trying to set things up. They need some baskets, and they need to hurry. Stolen, great Big Red D, but they throw it right away in the hands of Casper, and Cros-Lex now quickly. Back offensively, the bump, and the foul on Thomason, a reaching in call, I believe. They're gonna call it a holding, so it's gonna be a 1-on-1 situation. Another timeout on the floor. Team 7th now for the Big Reds, so Cros-Lex, I talked about it earlier now. It might come down to the team that shoots better free throws, particularly Cros-Lex, who certainly needs to shoot from the line now, trailing by 7. With Big Reds in the penalty, they've got to start shooting free throws and hitting them. Timeout now. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS, Channel 6. Being big, a state of mind. The Big Reds have played big in this second half. And I said it earlier, they knew what they had to do coming out in the third quarter. They had to bump, they had to grind with this team, because Cros-Lex in the early going was doing just that. It wasn't pretty, doesn't have to be. Up 10, up 12, Big Reds were shocked. But I said it, you had to kind of regain their composure, get it back, settle down, control the tempo of the game and the pace. But really, transition basketball is what allowed the Big Reds back into the game and to now have the 7-point lead. Defense leading to offense, and they certainly upped their defensive pressure. One thing they're doing now that, again, they didn't do in the early going is double Davidson every time he has the ball. I mean, it's almost not fair defensively when you see a guy 6'5" shooting a three from way out like that. And just a power forward, because this Breivik is actually their center. So they have more size than the Big Reds do. Big Reds showing more effort though in the second half. I said free throw shooting becomes very important now for Cros-Lex. Well, they got the first in the 1-on-1 situation. Foul, by the way, on Thomason, his second personal, and again, 17th foul for the Big Reds. 5-point lead, 62-57, 2:07. If you're the Big Reds, you take your time here. Make Cros-Lex come after you. Mason takes it in. Not exactly waiting offensively. They went right at the hoop. As a result, Cros-Lex a chance to get within 3. Casper stops, but they need a hoop and they need it bad. 21, Sheridan. Now to Childers, who's checked in. Now to Breivik down low. Bumping with Wright. Could have been a call either way there, really. Wright and Lee, big bodies down low for the Big Reds, doing a fine job, and they get the rebound into the hands of Thomason. Cross the way, great Showtime layup, but it won't go. But, well, right in the hands of Tremaine Lee, that's all you need right there. Turnaround shot, got it to go, and that might just be the one that seals the deal. They try to answer with a 3. This is a 2 if it goes. Inside the 3 line, into the hands of the Big Reds, and that's just about all she wrote now. Cros-Lex might want a foul. I think they're just gonna let it go. Upping the D, mind you. Big Reds are just holding now. You have to make Cros-Lex come and get you. Coach Keneally wanted the foul there, didn't get it. Valuable clock ticking down. Cros-Lex wants the steal, they might have got it. Now they call a foul instead on Cros-Lex. Davidson now, his 4th personal foul. This is a 1-on-1 situation now for the Big Reds. Both teams in the 1-on-1, as they both have 7 team fouls. But for Coach Keneally there, everything happened that you didn't want to see. Precious time ticking off the clock. And then late when you go for the steal, instead you commit the foul then. That's one of those, well, if you commit the foul then, why didn't you do it 20 seconds ago? Just about all she wrote. Big Reds, a much earned victory over a tougher than expected, I think, Cros-Lex team. 8-point lead now, 65-57. Casper, bounce feed, Childers. They need a 3, still thinking about it. Big Reds doubling the perimeter right now. Fall down play, Casper. Davidson puts it up, he missed by a ton. Rebound, great hustle, Cros-Lex. Breivik gets the rebound, no. Right down low, Tremaine Lee, and now Thomason. Final 15 seconds. Cros-Lex tries to foul, doesn't matter. They trip over themselves down low, look out down there. Childers, as well as 21 there, Sheridan, taking prisoners too here. Bobby Wright actually ended up with the basketball down low under the net. He got fouled first. So I believe another 1-on-1 situation. Still waiting on the call here and who it's on. Either way, a foul against Cros-Lex. 21 partially injured Sheridan. He's got to check out. Foul on Casper, second personal foul. 8th team, I believe it's a 1-on-1, we'll see. Big Reds just looking at finishing this one up. Excellent win to start this. And a great first game opponent for them because it made them wake up in the game. They started kind of slow, kind of sloppy, but it's good competition that sometimes just wakes you up, makes you play better. And that's what we had tonight. Bobby Wright, who's been a big deal in this game, because he has to defend really their best players. And I say best players, not only best, but biggest players, and Breivik and Davidson. Well, folks, that's gonna do it. From Port Huron, they're gonna shoot one more 3 here, Cros-Lex. They don't get it off the rim. Rebound still fighting for it. Final 1 second. Now the clock says 0, and that, folks, is it. The Big Reds get a great victory here. They outplayed Cros-Lex big time in the second half, and it was needed because Cros-Lex, a fine effort in their own right, outplaying the Big Reds in the first. Doesn't matter though, all that matters is the final score on the scoreboard, where tonight the Big Reds win the opener 67 over Cros-Lex 57. For the entire cast of CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station, I've been Derek Wark, the Big D. See you next time, folks. Congrats, Big Reds, a hard-earned victory, and you deserve it. Take care, folks. Till next time.